This video is going to try to serve as an outlet for people like you and me to get your frustrations out. Hey guys, how's it going and thanks for coming. I'm Nick, and in this video, yes, we're going to be talking about stimulus and unemployment, all these different things, but this video is made for you, not for me, because I want to hear your opinions. Whether you trust the news or not, the fact that's even a question if we could trust them is concerning. So I want to hear from real people like you. I want to talk about your experiences, what you're seeing, what you're hearing. We are able to have our own opinions, believe it or not. I want us to speak openly. Someone's opinion might be different than yours, but they're entitled to their opinion just as much as you are entitled to yours. So I want us to stay open to everything and actually communicate to know what could be going on. Whether this video could get huge, I hope it can, because we really do need more of a community right now more than ever. So we'll talk about a handful of things, but first let's start off with the stimulus, because a lot of people are questioning what's going on with that. Last video I talked about the main proposals out there if you want to check that out, but the Democrats have been talking about they're trying to get monthly stimulus checks out every single month. Some countries are already doing that. You know, they were talking 2,000, maybe 1,000. Are any of those possible? No one knows, because it's just a proposal. While on the opposite side, the Republicans, I heard they're trying to incentivize people to start going back to work. So they might give bonuses to maybe essential workers. The Fed has been printing a huge amount of money, so there is definitely a lot more stimulus to come, whether it's for them, big businesses, small businesses, or citizens. That also brings on to an issue, because that doesn't necessarily include your opinion, which we all want to hear. I do want to direct you to participate into a poll I'm going to run. It's super easy. You hit yes, no, or maybe. We're talking about after all this is said and done. However that long may take, no one really knows. But let's say after this lockdown, you're going back to normal like things used to be. No, you're not going back to normal, because maybe you lost your job, financial struggles, or whatever. So it's definitely going to be a completely different world for you now. Or maybe 50-50, you're in the middle. You're not sure how you're going to adjust. You might be a little bit more conservative because you might have to save or see how things turn out. Real people's opinions, your opinions, and that's what we want to hear. I would most likely try to establish a baseline that we're all in the same boat, thinking that politicians are completely disconnected from the actual real people of this country, and there's basically BS happening just about everywhere. So essentially everyone's trying to go back and forth of the pros and cons of all of this, from stimulus to unemployment. People are definitely starting to look at the lockdown that we're in and trying to reopening the economy. Is that good or a bad thing? I heard people are trying to start reopening malls. Is that stupid? Maybe. I don't know. Then I heard one headline that they were saying that the cases were actually increasing while the economy was slowly starting to reopen. Then I heard a counter argument saying that there's more testing out there, so that would mean that more people are already infected and no one really knew that. So continuing with the lockdown, I'm hearing a lot more protests, seeing a lot more protests. Again, I want to know your opinions. What are you going through? What are you physically seeing? People are saying that we should reopen businesses. Others saying that we shouldn't reopen businesses. One's really focusing on the illness when the other is focusing our freedoms are being limited. The powers that be are essentially telling us what's essential versus non-essential. There is one perspective that essential businesses, let's say a grocery store, is remaining open when other businesses are closed. Yet we're still piling into these grocery stores because we still need food. That could still be seen as a risk. So why are essential businesses still open while unessential businesses are still closed? Because it could have the same outcome. I'm trying to present common thoughts. What do you think on that? I do want to capitalize and put out as a side note that the illness is separate than what could be happening in the overall economy. Yes, people are definitely sick and struggling and everything like that, but at the same time, what's going on behind the scenes? I noticed a lot of people, whether it's the news or politicians, are saying that everything is related to COVID, when there's technically a lot more going on than just that. So I want us to have a bigger thought process on that too. Now, more things are starting to develop with vaccines. When this first started happening, maybe like it started really becoming serious in like March. So now they're talking about vaccines. Originally they said it's going to take 12 to 18 months. I'm no medical professional. I don't know any of this stuff. However, we're recently hearing that a vaccine might happen by September, maybe by end of the year. Again, I'm no medical professional, but I'm pretty sure vaccines take like years upon years to actually correct. And now they're saying that this is going to be like the fastest that they ever created something like this. Is that possible? Could they sacrifice accuracy for speed? Do you agree with that? Or this is a serious issue and we definitely need that now? That's up to interpretation, your interpretation. I want to hear what you think. And there are just so many different things that it's just all over the place. It's really crazy because now I'm hearing that the death count of the illness that's going on is possibly manipulated because they're jacking up the deaths. Maybe let's say one person had a disease, then contracted COVID, and then they passed away. They didn't only have COVID, but they put that on the death certificate. So are they trying to make it worse than it seems? I do want to float out one very interesting fact that I thought which was really strange and I never knew before, but it could be concerning. They said the United States and New Zealand are the only two countries in the world where direct-to-consumer advertising of prescription drugs is legal. Does that alone set off any bells? Then again, we could come back to the news. Could we trust them or can't we trust them? Some people are talking about like a V-shaped recovery. This is just going to blow over. A lot of people are saying that's completely impossible. That's why I did want to put out this poll, like what are you actually thinking? The fact that there's massive amounts of debt being injected, the fact that there's so much unemployment, over 30 million people just right now alone are unemployed. There's late payments or delayed payments on so many different things, from loans to mortgages to rents. And this is definitely what I'm doing research on right now. So for my next video, I'm actually going to talk about could all of this stimulus and what's going on right now, could that create an economic crisis in the future? Overall, I would like to try to convey that, especially since this is a finance channel, I've been doing this for a while now, and a lot of different financial just people, advisors or experts are saying that you have to take control of your own future. Because right now, a lot of people are just trying to wait on stimulus, wait on unemployment, and we can't wait for other people to help us out. Because what if they don't? Just like right now. That's why I believe we have to take things into our own hands. Start looking at how we could help ourselves. Start looking at our opinions and not just what they're telling us what our opinions are. And sure, this could be extremely controversial, but that's the type of guy I am. Wherever everyone else is looking at, I try to look at the exact opposite. What else is going on that no one else is focusing on? So again, all that is theory with whatever the Fed's coming out with, or the IRS, or the government is trying to eventually try to give us. We've been talking about stimulus for a while, yet no one has it yet. In theory, they are starting to roll out more direct deposits for stimulus. They are starting with paper checks, starting to mail out. You might get it a little bit later, but apparently it's on its way. Unemployment, more states are starting to get involved with that extra $600 benefit per week. Some people aren't even qualifying. Others aren't getting that extra benefit. Meanwhile, the debt's being racked up. Some people think that's a problem. Other people don't. And this is your video, guys. I really do hope this gets out there. Will it? I'm not really sure. I just want us essentially to be more united and understand what's actually going on. So again, if you have any questions of any of the stimulus or unemployment, again, opinions are vastly appreciated, especially for this video. You're entitled to yours. I want to know what you're seeing physically in your part of maybe the country or even the world. So hit this video with a thumbs up. It could definitely help it get out there. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. I've been doing a lot of updates with the stimulus, and we're talking about possible issues we might be coming up in the near future. And I'd say just keep your mind open, guys. Don't let fear control you. No matter what you believe, once we're divided, we are weaker. We have to come together, stay as a community, stay strong and healthy at the same time. So hopefully we can let this grow a little bit. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one.